So, today, Tom.
Today, yes. What are we looking at?
We're going to look at Micro Machines to start.
I think out of all the games on the Mega Drive, Micro Machines is one of the all-time classics.
It's one of my favourites. One of my many favourites, in fact.
Great.
There was many of them, of course. Micro Machines 1, 2, Turbo Tournament, 96, Military. And then it went off onto the N64, PlayStation 2, Nintendo DS now. And there's many of them.
A great franchise, I think you'll agree for anyone else who's played Micro Machines. I assume most have probably played at least one Micro Machines game in their time.
If you haven't, where have you been?
And if you haven't, Gary's going to give us a bit of a rundown on what was available on the Mega Drive and tell a bit about these classic games.
Classic games, of course.
So here we've got Micro Machines 1. Now we'll just point out we're not actually playing this on the Mega Drive, purely because we don't have Micro Machines 1 on the Mega Drive, so we're actually playing the CDI version here, which is slightly different. It has CD sound, so you've got music on the races.
We'll go with qualifying race for powerboats.
Yeah, we'll point out here that on the CDI version you get a little CG introduction that sadly you don't actually get on the Mega Drive version.
Nice little feature there, isn't it, really?
The CDI version does feel quite sluggish in places. I don't know if, because having not actually played much of the original Mega Drive, Micro Machines 1, I'm not sure how the two versions compare, but it's a good port.
Here we are, I'm racing in the yellow boat. Later ones you go in the red car.
Yeah, interesting that, isn't it? It's only the Micro Machines 1 you get in yellow.
Yeah, unless you go multiplayer.
Yeah. What about that green one? That's nice.
I like the green car. I like green. In the bathtub, you can tell that's the bathtub. There's George, the duck over there. And we're coming first.
So this is, you qualified now for the first race of the...
Oh yes, for the series.
What mode are we on here, Gary?
We're on challenge mode here. This is where you go against through all the courses and you go against every single character here you see. As you can see, we're choosing Walter, your main man there, Tom.
I love Walter.
You know you do. Dwayne here. Have a bit of a scroll around to see who else we could have a good race against. We decided to go with Chen here.
It's cool that you can pick who you're racing against. That's a pretty neat feature.
In the later games, the computer chose you for you, which is a bit of a shame. But
okay, so that's unique to Micro Machines 1. And what have we got here?
This was like in the toy world where you have your carry case, and when you race, it comes up with what you're going to race as, and when you win, you win that car.
Oh, so you collect the cars as you win the races. That's a nice feature.
We'll get ready to. We're going to race on the breakfast Benz. We're going to race on a tabletop.
Oh great! Oh cool! Oh, so here we are. What vehicle are we driving here?
4x4 Land Rover. I think it's buggies. I think must be buggies. Looks like buggies. Potato waffle there. The track is laid out with Cheerios or Wheatos.
Oh, we won't be specific, and we're not trying to plug any of these cereals on Blast Process, but it's neat how they laid out the track like this, using the objects that you might find on a kitchen table, for instance, and the hazards like orange juice, for example.
Or is it? No, we won't go. We're not going to plug anything now. As you see in the top left, we have how many laps you're doing. We've got 3 laps to go all the way round. We're in first place currently by the helmets there.
So do you get to choose what colour car you are, Gary?
No, in the first one you start off as the yellow one, and then you end up in the later series you end up going as the red car. I always wanted to go as the green car, but you can't do that unless you play multiplayer mode.
Oh, what a shame.
I know, it's saying that. There we see, we've qualified there. Spider, main man. Oh, unfortunately Walter's come in third place.
He's not very happy about it, does he?
Dwayne doesn't look very happy. It's kind of amusing to see little animals.
Shen's just quite, he's quite laid back about the whole thing.
He's kind of smug, really, isn't he? There we go, we're going to go into sports cars, the second race of the Challenge Series.
Cool, so what's the difference between driving a sports car and driving, say, the vehicle you drove on the first track there?
Speed, really, isn't it? It's going to be a lot faster, maybe a little bit difficult to control, slide around a bit more. It's like you would in real life, really. It's like.
So what track? Where are we racing now? Is this like a table?
I think it's a school. It's a school desk. It looks like a school desk or a worktop. You see with pencils, sharpeners, and crayons, chalk. I think it's a school top. See how like I'm getting a little bit sideways there? I mean, jumps. That's not in the first race as well. Including jumps now.
I think one of the strengths is of why American Machines are so much fun is the track design is really inventive and interesting, and the way the things on the table are used to create obstacles is just really clever. I love that with the file there you jumped up over. So what we got here now, Gary, is
we've got Micro Machines 2 Turbo Tournament. As you can see, this is actually on the Sega Mega Drive now. We've got that. This is new options here that we can talk about. You've got Time Trial, Super League as well, head to head.
You've got the challenge mode that was on the original Micro Machines. Hey, these characters looking a bit different here.
The Spider's got a little bit of upgrade. He's got a bit of 5 o'clock shadow there. Bruno's a new guy. Dwayne's back. Cherry.
Cherry looks a little bit more.
Yes. Yeah. Jeffro's back. Maria, she's new. Violet.
Violet, yeah.
Spider's girlfriend.
Billy Idol's girlfriend, maybe.
Yeah. Edna, Sully, Jeremy.
What happened to Walter?
Walter's put on a bit more weight, I think. Lisa.
Emil.
Yeah, Davey, Deloria, and Chen. Chen's. I don't know what's happened to Chen there. He's gone a bit weird. And you get to choose your name. You can put your own name in if you want, like Tom or me.
So what are we racing on now? Are these new vehicles?
ATVs. Freewheelers.
Were these on the original Micro Machines?
No, they weren't. As you can see, I went backwards a little bit. We race as the red car. As I said earlier, you race as the red car, and you drive along in the back garden here. Again, top-down view.
So everything about the what made the first Micro Machines game so good is still in Micro Machines 2. They haven't messed with the winning formula.
No, they've just given it a little bit of upgrade, as you can tell. The graphics, they seem a little bit more clearer.
It looks like a faster game as well.
And the computer drivers are gone a bit different. There's the yellow cars a bit slow here, and the blue cars are giving me a bit
more aggressive as well than I noticed in the original Micro Machines.
They're really fighting for it this time, which is always good. And
a little bit of a setup here, yeah. The podiums, which were in the original.
Maybe that's why he's gone a little bit bigger, because he's chewing his steering wheel.
I see. He's eating too many of those steering wheels.
Yes, and as I said before, you don't get to choose your opponents, the computer chooses it for you.
This looks similar, slightly similar to School Death, but this looks like a workbench.
Yes, you got chainsaw, you got
so that's
drills.
It's still the same sports cars, but they've changed the setting just a little bit.
I think it's rally cars this time.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely rally cars, oil slicks there, and first aid kit. Now that's an interesting feature. So if you go on to win a race in a fast time, you automatically come first, and you don't have to complete the 3 laps.
Oh wow, and that wasn't the original?
No. We're racing as beach buggies here in the sand. I like racing in the sand. Though it's quite sometimes difficult to see like where the boundaries is, and there's a lot more obstacles to throw you off the track here, water, shells, cans, and ice cream cones. And I noticed, remembered just, if you go over them where the water is, if you go too near the edge, they come inwards, and then it leaves you with like only a little thin bit of racing line left, and it's quite difficult later on in laps, but it's quite amusing to do that to computer drivers and watch them go off. Now what you're about to see here is something that I remember finding when I was a little kid. As I'm going to go around here, there's 2 wallpapers here, and there's an extra life there. Now, I can't remember if there's any other extra lives on any of the track. The option that I used to like going to League, which is 4 tiers, again choose your character, and it's like Formula 1 where you have to go around and you collect points this time, so the more points wins prizes basically. And we're racing in Land Rovers here, another new car for this one.
Great track coming up now. We're racing around the rim of a toilet. It doesn't get much better than this. These are in the dragsters. I think they were introduced in this second Micro Machines. Isn't that right, Gary?
Yes, that's right. There, racing around.
Falling down the bowl.
Yeah.
This is a great one in multiplayer, whacking people off the side of the tracks.
It's quite competitive, I can tell you that.
This is
again with the
rally cars.
And you have to be careful with chainsaws this time. It's always fun again when you race it in multiplayer and just bash people into the chainsaws and watch them explode.
This is a great track coming on. This is the music track. I'm really a big fan of this one.
I like this one. It's brilliant.
Is it right? It plays a little tune when you go on the record deck there.
Yeah, it's what is the tune now? It's all...
I guess the longer you stay on the record, the longer the tune will play on. Just these sort of things on the tracks that make Micro Machines so unique and so it's a good sense of fun. Let's fast forward to 1996 now, when here we have Micro Machines Turbo Tournament 96. Hang on, Gary. What's that? It's got like 2 controller ports on the cartridge there.
Oh, well, you see, Tom, this is what we call a J card. So it actually appeared on Micro Machines 2 Turbo Tournament, but as you can see...
Oh yeah, that one's not got them.
This one doesn't have it.
So there was some of the Micro Machines 2 that didn't have the extra control ports.
Exactly, Tom.
So that's not a J card, that's just a
your
card.
regular, bog standard
Funny
card.
shaped.
Yeah, it's very funny shaped.
Funny shaped. Well, the Micro Machines one, that's the same shape, isn't it?
Hmm.
Yeah, that's odd. So what does that J stand for then?
It stands for Joypad cartridge.
Ah, I was going to say J, yeah, joy, yeah, no,
Because it brings joy to the world, and peace, and love, and tranquility.
Well, that's really something then, isn't it? So we've got here the box for Micro Machines 96. I see there it says 95% the best racing game ever. What would you say about that, Gary? Does that still hold up today?
I think it does. It always.
Yeah, I think we'll agree with that.
I think it does.
So there's some stuff inside the box, isn't there? That's,
yes.
A bit unusual.
Obviously, you've got your cartridge there.
Your J card.
There's your instruction manual.
And this says about
well, this is where you can make your own track.
Oh yeah.
Anything you want. Put your hazards on, jumps, your floor, what your borders of the racing line is.
Okay, cool.
What car you have. You set your speed. You can handle in.
Yeah.
And how fast it will go. I think it's maximum 200 miles per hour. You can set your weather, like rain, snow, lightning, put my teeth in, lightning, wind as well, although that's quite tricky to drive in, as I remember from my youth. Anything.
So was that like a feature that was only on 96?
As far as I know, yes.
Yes, so that was introduced with this one. That's pretty neat.
Oh yes.
And there's some other bits and pieces here, isn't there, in the box?
Yes. There is a Micro Machines Turbo Tournament.
Well, these are invites, so you can have invite your friends over for a Micro Machines party.
Up to 16 people can play in a tournament.
Wow, that's kind of cool. You don't see these with many games, do you? And these are...
congratulations, you're a winner.
Oh, certificates.
You came first.
Oh, so you've got one for like first place.
This is your own little Grand Prix, I suppose.
Yeah. Password card, so...
It must be right if you want to go back to it later.
Oh, this is for your saved card. Are these for your saved course name designed by? These will be for the ones you've made, won't it?
Yes.
With the, that's kind of cool.
We've got more options here now. The 1 player, 2 player, and as you can see,
all the 1 player modes. Wow.
We got a massive upgrade with this, like Challenge, Head-to-Head, TT Challenge, League, Pro Challenge, Pro Head-to-Head. That's all like one-on-one stuff. And this is what disappointed me. They changed the name of all the characters here. So obviously Cherry's now Susie. There's me. Gary's there.
Mega Drive Gary.
It is. Carly.
Wow, I wonder why they bother doing that.
I don't know. There's a new characters. I don't know if that's a new name. James Walters, now Tom. You can try to tell us something there, Tom. Scott, is that a girl?
I don't know if that's saved from when I input my name on it or not. Smeagol is. I think Spider was maybe a better name.
Yeah.
So here we are. It just gives you a quick overrun of the track layout, which is pretty cool. Which you didn't see in the other one.
No, that's always a good thing. That is. We're racing in Formula 1 in the garden.
So it's interesting how they switch around the vehicles and the tracks, and because Formula 1 before was on the pinball table, and now in '96 we've got it in the garden.
Yeah.
And with a red car.
Yeah, that's still with the red car, and it's, as you can see, it's a little bit difficult to control.
But the super lap's still there.
Which is always good. if you can get it, that is. And that's a new car, vintage cars. And now we're on the worktop with vintage cars, and it's called Stamper. You have to watch out for the stamps as well.
Oh, so here we are. It is like the similar to the school one.
Yeah.
From the original Micro Machines.
Like vintage Formula 1 cars.
I think anyone who's played Micro Machines before knows that it really comes to life in the multiplayer modes. Isn't that right?
Oh, this is correct, Tom. It's best playing with more people.
So we need more people, really, don't we, the two of us?
Oh yes, and I found somebody.
Oh yeah?
Yes.
Hey!
Oh, it's only Mike Davis from Blast Process.
Hey guys.
Oh,
Hey,
how are
Mike.
you doing, Mike?
I'm not doing
You
too
alright?
bad.
You ready for some Micro Machines?
I'm ready for some Micro Machines.
Great, how long?
It has been a couple of years, I must admit. But I remember playing it with like 8 players when you used to have
Right, like
one on
this.
each pad. Yeah.
Oh,
Those are the days.
2 on each pad?
Yeah.
Like that?
yes.
And then you could have extra pads and more people.
Isn't that great?
Brilliant. Here we are with the tracks, trying to choose which one to battle on. We decided to go with the Jets.
Oh, what do you think about the Jets, Mike?
The Jets was quite a good course, but it took a couple of rounds to get like used to the speed because you're just flying that fast. It's quite hard to stay on track.
I'll second that. What tips can you give us for staying on track, Gary?
Don't go fast, probably, like I just proved there.
What was this when you were playing this, Mike? When you weren't holding down accelerate?
Oh yeah, because we always used to think you had to hold down the accelerate button, but when we played the flying game last time, you don't actually need to hold down the button. It just automatically goes forward. So you can still brake and reverse, but we didn't realise that you don't need to hold the button down to go forwards.
It strangely feels better to hold down the button. I don't know, it feels more like you're in control.
I agree with that.
Like messing up when we're holding the button down instead of not pressing it.
But it's tussling there between, I think that's me and me and Gary.
Yes.
And this usually happens, I fly off the course and Gary wins.
Well, you know, it's a bit of argy-bargy going in the last bit.
Well, that's all the best bits, though, isn't it, in multiplayer Micro Machines?
Oh, yeah.
We should actually explain a little bit how multiplayer works in Micro Machines.
Yeah, the first person to go up to the end of the screen usually wins.
Yeah. We'll point it out when on the next race, how that works. What we're going for.
We'll go with this one.
Which is an interesting course. It's slightly zoomed out.
Yeah, this is pretty unique, really. As you can see, very, very tiny micro machines, micro machines, you could say. What do you have to say about this, Mike?
I think it's quite a good course if you've not played the game before, because with the like screen zoomed out quite far, there's more of the screen to play with, so you can get used to the controls and the speed of the game a bit more easier. Because as you can see, we're quite far away on the screen now, but it just means you've got more time to do the corners and you can catch up a bit quicker and see where the course is before the corners come around.
Oh, Gary!
Whoa, like I said,
You've trounced us both.
I'm too good.
He's proved he really is the king of the Mega Drive.
This guy here is like a Micro Machines legend.
He's like a
What
Micro
can I say? He's
Machines
like-
master.
Well, you know.
Anyway, that was fantastic.
Yeah.
What a great multiplayer game. And what a great game in general Micro Machines really is.
Oh, yes.